New York State agencies remain steadfast, they say, in a rapidly approaching deadline of April 1st to overhaul a multi-million-dollar Medicaid-funded program. The Consumer-Directed Personal Assistance Program, or CDPAP, allows those with a variety of health needs to choose their in-home care providers, often including family.
Isabel Garcia has been following the story. She joins us now with the latest updates and new action out of Albany from lawmakers. Isabel.
Yes, good evening to both of you. The Department of Health Commissioner this afternoon did say there will be a 30-day grace period for those in CDPAP who have not yet made the switch over to Public Partnership LLC. That's the state-selected fiscal intermediary taking over facilitating CDPAP services and payroll. This while claiming there's been so much misinformation out there about this rollout, but ultimately the state leaders are emphasizing this is not considered a delay.
Just to make sure the point's really clear, the only fiscal intermediary that's going to be paid after April 1st, a short 7 days from today, is PPL. The other 600 fiscal intermediaries are not going to be paid. It's just an important distinction to make sure it's clear.
The Consumer-Directed Personal Assistance Program, or CDPAP, is now less than 1 week away from a complete overhaul of the $9 million Medicaid-supported home aid program. Last week, Assemblymember Josh Jensen, the senior Republican and ranking member of the Assembly Health Committee, introduced a bill to amplify calls for a delay to the transition from hundreds of fiscal intermediaries down to one, PPL, hoping to push back the deadline from April to July.
There's questions about health insurance, payroll, will they get unemployment? So there's just so many outstanding questions, and there's a lot of nervousness, there's a lot of fear, and any time government is the thing instilling that, that's a problem.
Devin Hamilton lives with cerebral palsy and has been using CDPAP services for years. Alexis Pena, one of his care workers, has been with him for more than 4 years. Devin tells me he is concerned about PPL's ability to effectively take over all of the payroll services, questioning if the company is equipped to handle the hundreds of thousands of users and aides attempting to sign on.
I called last week to begin petition, but I had to wait 3 days just for a call back.
Devin personally called and tried to get in a phone call with them just to handle some of the business that he has to for this transition, and it took them 3 days to get back to him. And it's not really an acceptable time in this kind of manner, especially for how fast they want this transition to happen.
You know, certainly digging in and continue to fight against what is obvious is misguided. People are concerned, they're nervous, they're scared, and DOH should be listening to stakeholders who are calling for a common sense delay so questions can be answered and people can feel more comfortable with a very difficult process. That would have been the right thing, and I'll continue to call for that delay to work with all of my colleagues to hopefully do the right thing.
Now, Devin's claims of not getting callbacks or having issues with attempting to switch over to PPL are certainly not the first we've seen here locally at News 8, with disability rights groups also joining the calls for a delay of the application deadline. Meantime, PPL's president noted during the news conference this afternoon there is about a 70% return call rate for phone inquiries within 24 hours. But at this point, important to note, April 1st remains the deadline to make the switch. For now, reporting, Isabel Garcia, News 8.